So, well, I'd take this opportunity to share with you some of the findings from the research that I did now for my master's naman. And definitely the information that you'll see on the next slides, no, for the next 30 minutes is going to be relevant and useful for you to have a better understanding about what NCLEX is all about, especially tailored for those um hold especially tailored for those adult learners. Sorry for the dog. Anyway, the reason why we decided to share the information here is that one of the things really for nurses to succeed is to have a better understanding of the complexities and other details and information needed for them to start with their journeys. So the information here is gathered from the and research respondents and the method here is interesting because I used a mixed method here so that the quantitative part of the data can be corroborated and supported with the qualitative naman via the interviews that we did. So this is coming from the successful passes that we have here at IPA. So, okay, let's start with the information. Alrighty. So, well, this stems from this one, no? Because historically speaking, Filipinos comprise the highest volume of test takers for the NCLEX for the past 10 years, no? If we're going to compare the number of Filipino test takers from the other nationalities, masyadong malaki yung gap between the volume. But, yun nga, despite the strong representation of Filipino candidates in the NCLEX, unfortunately, we have a lower pass rate compared to the other nationalities and compared to the national average coming from NCSBN. So this is interesting, no? It's like the volume is way too high, but then again, the success rate is way too low. No, it's like malaking ano yon, malaking palaisipan. So if we're going to look at this one here, this is an interesting figure. Oh. If we're going to look at this one, ayan, the ones in blue, this is the national average of US educated candidates, no? So meaning they are nurses who graduated from American institutions. If you will notice here, hindi sila bumababa ng below 70%, no? And the ones in red naman, these are IENs or internationally educated nurses. If you will notice, it's way too low, no? Hindi nga lang umaabot ng 50%. Diba? The worst performance of internationally educated nurses such as Filipinos, hindi lang Filipinos ito, this comprises all international candidates, is only 23% 10 years ago. And with the transition and the changing of the format of the NCLEX every 3 years, unfortunately, it doesn't really resonate and it doesn't really yielded into higher results, no, compared to the historical performance of foreign nurses. The highest lang was in 2023, which is only 48.28%. And this was during the launching of the NGN or the Next Gen NCLEX way back in April 2023. Okay. So, with 2025, currently, it's only 39%. Okay. So, NCSBN released the data for the Q1 of test takers, and it's only 39%. Now, if you're curious about the volume, the total test takers of international educated nurses in 2025 currently was at 13,000. And last year, Filipinos had around, I think, 30,000, if I'm not mistaken. 33,000, if I'm not mistaken. And for 2024, only half of the 33,000 passed the NCLEX. So you might be wondering, ano problema? What's wrong? No? What's wrong? So with the next slides naman, we will see a better understanding of what is really wrong. Ano nga bang nangyayari? Okay. Adults as we are, okay, preparing for the NCLEX is a form of adult learning. Once you embark in your NCLEX journeys, you're already doing adult learning. Okay, because nag-graduate ka sa college and this is different na from what we're used to do no before kasi during college yung only responsibility natin dito is just to study. But now after graduating from college and embarking into NCLEX for foreign nurses, adult learning ito because we have to juggle a lot of things na aside from studying where many of us are also working, may iba may pamilya na and other things no. And according to the theory, there is like 6 common challenges of adult learning. First is there's limited time, there's self-doubt, there's neuroplasticity. Well, neuroplasticity pertains to issues with retention, no, ng karamihan sa medyo matagal na nag-graduate, no. It's normal, no, because the older we get, no, syempre, our brain cells, kumbaga, the less plastic na yun, less flexible na. And it's it's a expected yan as we grow older, no? There's money, well, NCLEX is expensive, no? There's knowledge differences and there's lack of support. And according to Knowles naman, because Knowles is a proponent of adult learning, according to him, there are 6 no core principles of adult learning. First is number 1, adults need to know why they should learn. For in the context of NCLEX, majority of us would know, bakit nga ba tayo nag-aral? What is your why? No? So, dito na pumapasok yung mga sinasabi natin, okay, you want to have a better, how to call this, future for your family. So, it's part of the process, no? They have to know and understand why they should learn. Diba? On top of just understanding the lessons. Also, there's personal responsibilities in individual actions. Take note of the term individual. Because again, preparing for the NCLEX is an individual process. All right? And you have a lot of responsibilities. No, sa atin naman, here at IPAS, the very important responsibilities of our students is their academic responsibilities, individual academic responsibilities. Okay? Next is learn from their experiences. No? So sometimes, no, one of the coping mechanisms that NCLEX students have is they try to relate what they have learned from their bedside experiences from the theory or the discussions. So for example, they're talking about catheterization, ganyan. So they're trying to apply what they know so that they have a better understanding of what the topic is all about. Then readiness to learn, no? Ito yung one of the things na medyo nakikita nating problem with some students because sometimes, no, they are ready to pay for the NCLEX, no, and to process their documents. But then again, the question is yung readiness to learn. So there's always an issue. Sometimes, no, we see passers natin na this 2025 na from cycle 6 pa, cycle 8, that's like 2 to 3 years ago pa. Because the issue was the readiness to learn. Although they are financially ready to embark on their NCLEX journey, but the issue was readiness to learn. Because adults as you are, marami kang responsibility. So sometimes your other responsibilities aside from the academic requirements, yan yung nagiging hindrance in your readiness to learn. And then, outcome-based education. Alright? Ano nga ba yung outcome ng for example, here at IPAS, what is your expected outcome after attending the lessons? Number 1, their expectations is magiging okay in yung results in your practice questions, no? And last is intrinsic motivations. So dito na pumapasok yung mga personal motivations ninyo on why you wanted to embark on your NCLEX journeys. Based doon nga sa study ko na ito, one of the intrinsic motivations of the respondents is what we call yung social mobility. Ang lalim ng word, no, social mobility. It's like leveling up yung social status nila. Diba? Because as nurses here in the Philippines, medyo mahirap kayo sa social mobility pag wala kang enough financial capacity to do that. Okay, so sige, tingnan natin yung kanila mga insights later here. So, let's run through muna some results of the survey. This is the quantitative part of the research naman. So, I had 248 respondents for the survey. So these were the students of IPAS, no, yung mga successful students na. So majority of them are female. So inclined ito sa idea na talagang marami talagang females are nurses, no, compared sa mga lalaki. But right now, no, with the changing atmosphere of things, no, medyo nagka-catch up yung males in terms of the volume of nurses, no. So here in the Philippines, of course, matik yun na we are BSN graduates, no prior degrees, karamihan sa kanila. And interesting here is that majority of those is they were earning 51,000 pesos and above. So this will tell us really na at some point, majority of those who were successful na in their NCLEX journeys has the financial capacity to do so. All right? Because again, the reality here in the Philippines is that not all nurses here can afford taking the NCLEX. Correct, no? Would you agree sa manonood ngayon? Can you give me a thumbs up na majority of the nurses really who are working in the Philippines cannot afford to take that kasi mahal. It is expensive. And this is where, all right, the sponsorships comes in. Tulad ng mga partners natin here at iPass, no? So siguro we can mention them, no? Some of those partners natin, yung there's Health Carousel, there's VSH, there's TGS, Victoria Nursing, sino pa ba? Say Hot, and the other things, no? And our BPO partners. So this will really tell us na okay. Kasi nga, majority of them are earning 51,000 pesos and nurses here in the Philippines doesn't earn that much, no? Lower. Okay? And those respondents na who were earning less than 40,000 pesos, dito sila nagsasabi na okay, the solutions given to them by the sponsors really had helped them in addressing yung financial challenges of taking the NCLEX. And here, majority of them studied for over 6 months at 3 to 5 hours daily. Ayun. So minsan, no, marami nagtatanong gaano nga ba yung ideal timeline for reviewing for the NCLEX. This is the answer for you guys. 6 months with an average of 3 to 5 hours daily. Bakit 6 months? No? 6 months because, again, this is a form of adult learning. So, hindi kasi assured kayo na matatapos ninyo yung mga lessons ninyo in a single sitting. Sometimes yan, it will take you longer time because you have other responsibilities. Diba? Like, for example, yung mga nurses in the Middle East, majority of them are working for 12 hours per day, 6 days in 1 week. So, you cannot expect them to finish the whole cycle in just 3 months. That is why majority of our successful passers here at iPass, they studied for at least 6 months with 3 to 5 hours daily. Okay? And eto, all of them were enrolled at the review center. Okay? So this is where the value of the review center comes in because we have respondents na they did self-study before and doon lang nila na-realize yung value of reviewing for the review center after they initially failed for the NCLEX on their initial attempts. Okay? And the mean age here is 35 years old. Mga millennial karamihan. But with the advent ngayon of the demand for the nurses, marami na tayong mga Gen Z na nakikita. Those na nag-graduate from 2020 onwards. So kanina, I saw someone nag-graduate ng 2023. O, di ba? So, ayun na. No? So, siguro, if we're going to do the study again after like 3 years, siguro yung mean age bababa ito. Baka less than 30 years old. Ayun. So, this is the gist of the quantitative part of the study. Now, let's look naman doon sa qualitative part. No? Ito pa pala, meron pa pala. So, we focus on knowing yung two things, no? Yung antecedent factors na tinatawag natin. We have the study habits and strategies, and then there's the personal factors related to passing the NCLEX. And we check their level of agreement. So, for example, study habits and strategies, antecedent factors, antecedent meaning before. No, these were pre-identified factors na and we check the respondents on their level of agreement here. So for example, I regularly review lecture notes and textbooks, highly agreed. I participated in study groups or discussion forums, highly agreed. Online resources and practice exams, strongly agreed. Created and used flashcards, agreed. Practice with sample questions, strongly agreed. And clarifications from instructors and mentors, agree. Overall, agreement nila is 4.17 or they agree to the antecedent factors. Now, I would like to point out yung dalawang strongly agreed study habits dito. Una is online resources and practice exams. So, this is where the content mastery comes in. Kasi here at iPass, we are advocates of concept mastery first and then test-taking strategies after. So, these were agreed, no? Sakto yung ating assumptions dito kasi I practice example questions. This was also strongly agreed by the respondents. High yung kanilang agreement. So, this will tell us that this validates our advocacy here at iPass na concept mastery and practice questions, those are perfect formula for you to pass the examinations. Alright? Now, dito naman sa personal factors natin. Motivations. Okay. I consider myself to be highly motivated individual. Agreed. Okay. Handle stress and pressure well. Agreed. Consider myself healthy. Okay. Agreed. And felt confident about passing the NCLEX. Agreed. Okay. Now, kung titingnan mo, this is like the areas of where our program would like to address. Yung kumbaga maging holistic. We're trying to address yung personal factors nila. Yung motivations nila. Okay. That is why we have our Hope Talk. Stress management. That is why we have our wellness sessions and anxiety management classes. Okay. Health status, meron din nga wellness session din related. And confidence level, meron tayong anxiety management program plus coaching. Okay. So these are areas that we want to address here at IPAS, all right, because we wanted to focus on the study habits and then improving or helping them in their personal factors related to passing the NCLEX. All right? So yun. So are we learning? Okay. Thumbs up sa ating Facebook audience if you are learning. Can you give us a thumbs up if this is interesting to you? So this is the result of those na nakapasa na sa NCLEX naman here at IPAS. Okay, qualitative part. Okay, so ito na yung mga result ng interview. We will go through them individually on the next slide para makita ninyo. So, there are two themes that emerge from the group interviews that I did. Una is the Filipino candidates and their challenges at adult learners. Okay, because there's a cultural aspect here of why ganito yung behavior ng mga Filipinos. Yung cultural aspect, yung characteristic nila as being Filipinos. So, personal attributes, motivation of faith and spirituality, and all other things dito. Okay. And then, the next theme would be gearing up for the NCLEX. This focuses more on the preparations. So, let's go through them one by one. Okay. Unang sub-theme, personal attribute. Representative quote, sabi ng isang respondent, I had a lot of self-confidence that whatever will come out of the examination, I will be able to answer. So, this is where the self-efficacy and resilience of Filipinos come in. Okay? So, kasi one of the characteristics nga daw of Filipinos is being resilient. And we need to have a lot of resilience whenever you wanted to pass the NCLEX kasi ang daming challenges doon sa previous slides kanina. No? Money, lack of support, time management, and other things. No? This is where your personal attribute will help you out. Alright? Next is inspirations and motivations. Okay. Sabi ng respondent, I was not really interested in NCLEX because I am content with what I have. Because they say, why do I need NCLEX? It's a waste of the position. But when I became a single mother, that's when I thought about taking the NCLEX. For my son, maybe for his future, to help my family to give them a comfortable life. Alright? Intrinsic factors ito. Yung sinasabi natin kanina doon sa prepositions ni knows about adult learning. No? Intrinsic factor. So, dito mo makita kung yung pagiging family-oriented ng mga Pilipino dito sa kanilang inspirations and motivations. Here, another one, faith and spirituality. According to the respondent, because prayers move mountains. So, that's really all I did during the exam. I said, Lord, if you want me to pass, thank you, but if not, thank you too. Di ba? So, sino nakarelate sa ganitong mga statements na nakikita ninyo, no? It's like, it really encapsulates a Filipino candidate. Madasalin, family-oriented, and resilient. Di ba? Ikaw, Rich, have you ever had these three things during the preparations mo? Were you resilient pa? Were you motivated? Were you faithful? Madasalin?
Oh, yes, because I experienced failing the examination on my first exam. So, andun yung galing yung hugot ko, no, na, my God, Lord, I cannot be able to have another third examination again. I don't have money. I'm relying on my faith to you. Natutulungan mo ako. I go to the church every day. I exercise every day. So, andun yung, andun yung motivation, andun yung inspiration because I want this so badly. Because I want to become a USRN. So, andun lahat yung itong tatlong attributes natin, Sir Mark. At talagang
Okay.
very, very strong. If I'm going to rate it at 1 to 10, it's probably 11.
Okay, next naman tayo. Next sub-themes. Let's ask Sir Jay kung sa kanya yung next natin na na sub-themes naman. Or yung sa Facebook natin. Give us a thumbs up if you can relate on this one Relate ba kayo dito? Are you resilient? Were you motivated? Spiritual? No? So, sige, next tayo. Next 3 naman.
Or type in
Alright.
the comment section, guys.
Here.
Sa comment section natin, ano yung pinaka-strong doon sa inyo? Anong attribute na meron kayo na pinaka-strong? Type in the comment section para alam namin, coming from our audience.
Yes. Okay, next three naman. We have here balancing roles in the family. Okay. So, one of the respondents said, because there's only three of us, my brothers and I, and knowing that I'm the only girl, it's like I'm becoming a mother at home, cleaning things and all. Alright? So, sabi ko kanina, time management is one of the things na challenges of adult learning because you have a lot of responsibilities aside from the academic requirements. Okay? Tulad dito, no? It's like, aside from studying, may other responsibilities, so pinagsasabay talaga yon. And balancing roles in the family is one of the things, no, or challenges of an adult learning, especially for NCLEX candidates. Financial considerations before I really started the NCLEX process, I really considered my husband's and my financial status, whether we can finance the application and review. Okay? Because again, no, magastos ang NCLEX, no? Hindi lang nagtatapos yan sa application. You have to buy materials and then, for example, during your examination day, you have to go to Manila or any other location. And ang daming incidental expenses, correct? No? So for those of you who are watching right now who is going to a review pa lang for the NCLEX, ayan ha, medyo mag-ready tayo financially. Okay? That is one of the things that we need to prepare really for this NCLEX. And lastly, we have health and vigor. Okay. Sabi ng isang respondent dito, I cannot attend the lab lectures because of body fatigue and being exhausted after work. And then my mind and body were like separating from each other. So humihiwalay na daw yung kanyang kaluluwa and katawan sa pagod. So if you are having these challenges, di ba, it's so hard to study, no? Kasi pagod ka na, di ba? So, Sir Jay, na-experience mo bang tong tatlong to? Nung nag-aaral ka for the NCLEX?
No, I was trying to put myself in the situation of these people, NP06, NP13, and NP12. Hindi siya masyado. I cannot really relate that much, but for sure, everyone can relate to financial considerations, for sure. Sa health and vigor, I guess that time I resigned from the hospital in Saudi Arabia. I trying to focus on my NCLEX, but I have a different struggle during that time. So it's not really health. Actually, it's my overall being. So I wasn't really focused that time. So it's more of like holistically fatigued during that time. And then I cannot really focus. So my mind and body were like separating from each other. Totoo yun. So when I'm going to the review center, I'm like, para akong walang ulo. Something. I don't know how you say it, but it was a different experience. And also, I was trying to separate myself being an educator and being a student. Mahirap yun. I know some of you guys, sa mga estudyante natin, I know there are some of you probably like educators or let's say doctors na, practicing doctors. In terms of knowledge, medyo nakakaangat kayo sa iba. Should I say that? But, it's a different story when you say, preparing NCLEX. NCLEX per se, yung exam mismo. So myself, I was kind of confident because I was an educator in Saudi Arabia. Medyo sabi ko, and then I was a clinical instructor for how long? And then, like I said, I was trying to separate myself being an educator and being a student. But you know what? When I joined the review program, the first day, I said, oh my goodness, this is something. I have to really strive on this. Not because I'm an educator. No, I'm going to, it has to go away. So I have to start back to zero talaga. That's a big tip sa inyong lahat na you have to be really with it talaga. Makikita niyo yan pag once na ma-start niyo ang program, then you can really say that, oh, this is really NCLEX. So, this is really different. You've been to your exam before, like your NLE and whatever exams, especially your NLE, your licensure examination, but NCLEX is super different. So that's my you have to be with it.
Yeah, with it, no? Tama yung Sir Jay, no? Okay. Other things, ayan, meron pa. Last na lang yata itong tatlo. Okay. Again, managing time, no? So sabi ng respondent, when I first attempted the NCLEX, I felt that my preparation was insufficient at that time because I was working. Sometimes I work overtime, so sometimes I cannot review properly. So time is very essential to review. Okay. Ngayon, dito sa nanonood sa atin, whether siguro ba kami nag-aaral na o like mag-aaral pa lang, ayan, nakaka-relate kayo sa managing time, no? Time management is one of the key issue and challenge of adult learners. Okay? Then, we have here anxieties and stress towards the NCLEX. I can't attend the live lectures because of body fatigue and being exhausted at work. And then my mind and body were like separate. This is the same kanina, no? Dito. So, this is really related more on test-related anxieties naman. And lastly, we have neuroplasticity. My challenge is that I saw that my retention is not that good anymore. Unlike when I was young. I graduated in 2008, so it's been quite a while. Okay. Sometimes daw sa atin, whenever we talk to the students, when I was still doing the coaching, palagi nilang sinasabi, sir, parang nakakalimutan ko na yata yung mga inaaral natin. So sabi ko, it is expected because adults as we are, we already have issues with neuroplasticity. Okay? So, ayun na. With a warning na, well, heads up ito, no? Sa mga mag-aaral pa lang, no? You will definitely have issues with neuroplasticity. But then again, no, ano nga ba yung ating remedy for neuroplasticity? Ang remedy doon is repetition. Okay? The more you repeat the information, the more you absorb the information, the better you're getting at it. So, ang gamot sa neuroplasticity is repetition. Okay? Ayan. Alright, next naman tayo. Second theme. Okay.
I'm sorry.
Ay, go ahead, sir.
Can I add something on that neuroplasticity before we move on? Kasi I was actually sharing to the students, the current students that we have in the 18th cycle, about forgetfulness curve. You read about forgetfulness curve, and then you will get a lot of information from there. You know what? It was actually developed by Hermann Ebbinghaus. He's a German. He describes how quickly we forget information. So he said that most forgetting happens in 24 hours. Ayun, 1 week time, 20 to 25%, nag-i-stabilize yan siya. But again, 25% of information is gonna be, napakalaki nun. 24 hours, dun talaga, most forgetting happens in 24 hours. About 30 to 35%, yun yung sabi niya. And you know what? Just to be, quick, repetition is really the key, sabi niya. And then, when you repeat, it's different from resetting, ha? When you repeat concepts, hindi yung basahin mo lahat ulit. No, it's not. It has to be active repetition, which means to say yung mga summarized lang. Okay? So that's one thing that you need to remember as well. So, active repetition or active recall. Okay? And then there's also such thing as spaced repetition, wherein you review content at increasing intervals, like from day 1, day 3, day 7, day 14. So, ini-increase mo yan siya. Alright? So, that's one thing that you read about those, kasi it was just in a nutshell lang. You read about forgetfulness curve, and then you will realize, oh my goodness, this is really for me. Especially the how to combat the forgetfulness. Okay.
Just to add dun sa sinabi ni Sir Jay, no? Kasi yung forgetfulness curve niya kasi ni Ebing, there's an illustration there na parang curve yan eh. Like paganyan siya. So, ang sabi ni Ebbinghaus doon is you have to interrupt the curve from getting down. And how can you do that? You can interrupt the curve from going down by doing spaced repetition, by doing active recall, by doing repetition. So that, for example, ito yung curve mo ngayon. After 24 hours, expected yun na bababa siya. But then again, if you did repetition dito, alright, hindi na yan bababa kasi you disrupted the curve. So if you keep on disrupting the curve, ma-maintain mo yung curve mo na nasa steady lang siya na nasa gitna. Hindi siya bababa. Okay? So that is a better illustration of what the forgetting curve is all about and how you can manage that. You have to intercept and you have to disrupt the curve from getting down. Okay? Ayun.
Sir Mark and Sir Jay, may interesting comment dito with regards to the competition between the heart and the mind coming from Christy. Ay nako sir, ang struggle yung may jowa ka man o asawa, tapos nag-away kayo, abay, sineparate mo talaga during review mo. At never mind yung jowa or asawa mo, ha ha ha. At napatunayan ko nga na mas malakas yung utak kaysa sa puso. Oo, di ba?
Oh, it's part of the challenges of an adult learner, no? Diba? Hindi
That's
lang time
logic versus
management.
emotions.
Yeah, hindi lang time management but also emotional management din. I mean, it might be, I don't know, it might be funny, but then again, it's really true, no? Kasi baka mamaya, 1 week niya lang, mag-exam ka na, nag-break ka ng jowa mo, nako, delikado. Paano na? Mas tumaas yung test-related anxieties mo kasi nga broken-hearted ka. So, those are possible realities, di ba? Okay, so let's move on to the to the last 4 themes na lang before we wrap up the study and do the discussions na. So, learning techniques, no. So, sabi dito ng respondent, first is to have, ayan, galing to sa kanila. Sabi niya, first is to have a comprehensive study plan. Okay? Set a realistic goal, a structured study schedule that you can follow, and be consistent with your practice questions just to show up daily even for 2 to 3 hours. Ayan, no? So, siguro, if we can tell someone who is struggling right now with the NCLEX, ito yung sagot, no? Diba? Sometimes kasi the challenges ng iba is that nagpo-procrastinate some of these students because they think na, okay, I cannot focus or like I cannot finish the lessons because masyadong matagal. Pero but then again, sabi ni respondent dito, just show up daily even for just 2 to 3 hours, no? Sabi nga nila, showing up matters. Mas okay na you are presently there or like kaharap mo yung portal mo, 'di ba? Kahit hindi ka ready na mag-aral, but then again, once you started to face your computer, magso-snowball yan. Parang parang tinatamad ka mag-jogging. Sabi nila, the first thing that you should do if tinatamad ka mag-jogging, suotin mo na yung sapatos mo. Pag sinuot mo yung sapatos mo, next niyan, i-ano mo na yung iyong shoelaces. Malamang sa malamang tatakbo ka. That is the power of just showing up. For you, who are procrastinating, we can advise, just turn on your computer, log into your portal, log in lang kayo doon. Tingnan natin, di ba? Malamang sa malamang, yung initial na 5 minutes na intention nyo to just study, magiging 30 minutes yan. Yung 30 minutes, magiging 1 hour yan. Until, naubos mo na yung lessons mo. Ayan na. Important yon, just show up. Isipin nyo, jogging kayo, suotin nyo ng sapatos ninyo. Malamang sa malamang tatakbo kayo. Next, NCLEX are resources. So sabi ni respondent, question bank also helps because it seems at one point, you are just answering the question bank. Okay? Dito papasok yung sinasabi natin na practice questions after concept mastery. Here, also another one, support system. One of my strategies is really the strong support system for my family and friends. And I was lucky enough that I did a review center with coaches and all. Okay? If you're going to go back kanina doon sa initial slides na pinakita ko, one of the issues of adult learning is lack of support. Diba? And that is what we do here at IPAS. We try to provide solutions doon sa lack of support na yun by providing you support. Diba? Sometimes kasi if you will notice or like if you will see some of the Hope Talk, yung mga students natin and their coaches have been friends na. Diba? Kasi yung mga critical moments ng mga students, especially those who are struggling with the review, yung coaches na is andoon. That is why we always encourage our students to talk to your coaches. No? Kahit wala kayong pag-uusapan, kausapin nyo lang sila, meron at meron kayong pag-uusapan yan. Okay? And lastly, eto, the advantage of training with the review center. Okay? This is the last sub-theme. Okay? Sabi dito, and the review center is also a big help even when we are working. What they give is what will come out, where to focus. Even though I didn't take advantage of coaching sessions, the concepts they give really refresh you, all our knowledge during our school years. Okay? Bakit nga ba? No? So, if you all notice, marami nagsasabi kasi na sometimes, they just tell na, okay, mag-Q bank ka lang, or like mag-U-word ka lang, tapos magbasa-basa ka ng Saunders, papasa ka na. Okay, but we have to understand that there's issues with neuroplasticity, yung time lag na tinatawag natin, time lag is the years from your graduation and then kung kailan kayo nag-start ng inyong NCLEX journey. Kung yung time lag kasi is like more than 5 years na, malamang sa malamang, you will be struggling with your concept mastery because the time lag is already way too wide, no? Yung time lag, no? So that is where the review centers would come in, no? The review centers bridge the gap between yung issues with time lag, yung issues with neuroplasticity, and then with issues with the support. No, that is the solutions that review centers such as IPAS will give you. We are here to provide the gap. We are the bridge between those issues and your success towards the NCLEX. Now, simple conclusion lang, no? Okay. Just run through lang because I did a mixed method. So this is like the meta inference of quantitative and qualitative. So this is like a combined result. Just run through lang, no? I know this is a lot of information there, but if you wanted to to see this, I have a published study on this one that you can also see. No, so yan, just quick lang, no. Then this is for the personal factors naman related to passing the NCLEX. This is like ano lang yun. I was trying to check if there is divergence, convergence, or convergence of the results between the quantitative and the qualitative. So, pardon, this is really medyo academic itong slide nito, but just quick lang ito yan. Ayan, ito yun siya. Majority of this is confirming. So, confirming both the quantitative and the qualitative parts of the study supported each other. Okay, when we say confirming. And I'm really happy because my goal here is to really check the conformance of quantitative and qualitative, and majority of them, all of them really were confirming. Okay, so conclusion tayo. Ayan, simple na yung conclusion nito. The conclusion is that Filipino nurses' NCLEX RN success is linked to applying suitable studying habits and learning strategies combined with positive personal attributes. Okay, study habits, okay, learning strategies, and combined with positive personal attributes. Okay. Bakit positive personal attributes? Because one of the culprits of why the passing rate of Filipinos in the NCLEX is a little bit low is because of test-related anxieties. Now, if you lack positive personal attributes, if you don't know how to cope properly with the stress and anxiety related to the NCLEX, mawawala yung inyong natutunan or like application of suitable studying habits and learning strategies. Diba? So sabi nga dito, combine, okay, with positive personal attributes. They go hand in hand together. And lastly, review centers provide solutions to challenges of NCLEX candidates and cater to the needs that cannot be achieved with self-study only. As I mentioned earlier, review centers such as IPAS bridge the gap between the challenges of an adult learner towards you being future USRNs and NCLEX passers. Okay? So, that ends my slide. So, hopefully, you learned a lot from this study. And then, if you wanted to learn more, ayun. So, hanapin nyo lang sa Google. Andun yung paper ko doon. Yung published na version nito.